Okay, we're at the 2011 SAE International Hybrid and EV Symposium in Anaheim, California, and I'm here with David Salguero, who's marketing manager for Mission Motors up near San Francisco. David, nice to see you.
Pleasure to see you.
Your company is very interesting to auto engineers and engineers worldwide. Tell us about kind of the genesis of Mission.
Absolutely. Mission started about 3 years ago with three guys in a garage saying what would happen if we took a bunch of batteries and put them into an old Ducati. And it has grown from that into a supplier of high-performance electric powertrain technology. We now have 30 people in our company, and we started really focusing on motorcycles, high-performance motorcycles.
High-performance electric motorcycles.
High-performance electric motorcycles.
Right.
Yes. And we quickly found the technology didn't exist to create a motorcycle with the specification that we wanted. 150 miles an hour, 150 miles on a charge, and something that performed just like any Ducati would. So we set about creating it ourselves, developing our own battery modules that had more power and energy density than anything out there, creating our own motors that were more power dense than anything else out there. Developing chassis from the ground up that could really fit the electric powertrain in there in the best possible way. And when we built that bike, it was called the Mission 1, and that bike went to Bonneville and set 150 mile an hour speed record for electric motorcycles, and it also raced at the Isle of Man TT in 2009. So when that happened, other vehicle manufacturers started to take notice, and they said, "You have some very interesting technology. We want to learn more about it." From that point, we started working with many different OEMs to help them get their vehicles to market, and that's really the core of what Mission Motors does today. We do R&D in our motorcycles, and we take that technology and we work with other vehicle manufacturers to help them get to market.
So performance has really drawn everybody's attention to Mission, but just to be clear, you're not currently producing production bikes.
That's correct. Right now, we're not making our own motorcycles for sale to the general public, and it's something that we really want to do. We are very proud of these bikes, and there's a lot of interest in them, but we want to make sure that the bike is absolutely perfect when it gets to the end customer, and right now our focus is really with our OEM customers. But down the road, there's the definite possibility of having limited production runs of, say, 10 motorcycles a year out on the road.
That would be very cool. So your engineers are working on battery development, power control, and electric machines, is that correct?
That's correct. We have a whole lot of R&D going on all the time. One example are the battery modules that we build. So we're obviously not in the business of making battery cells, but we do package them. So we have battery modules that come in 24 cell and 36 cell sizes. We use lithium-ion pouch cells, and it's chemistry agnostic, which means that, and also brand agnostic. So we have different cells from different cell manufacturers that are going in our battery lab, which is running 24/7, working on different cycles, so we can see what their characteristics are. And then when our customers come to us and say, "We want a vehicle that meets these requirements and performs in this way," we can tell them what the best number of cells and the best type of cells are for them.
Very interesting. When you say working with OEMs, two-wheeler OEMs?
All types of OEMs, not just motorcycles. What's interesting about the technology we developed is it's very flexible. It can work in fully electric vehicles, it can work in hybrid vehicles, it can work in motorcycles, it can work in scooters, it can work in cars, it can work in trucks. One great example is actually the piece of technology that's just behind you is a combination of a motor controller and a series of our batteries, and that was actually used in a hybrid electric car.
That's very interesting. I mean, that's a trend in automotive, is combining power control onto these other systems that can kind of consolidate the package, so to speak.
Certainly.
And in the motorcycle environment, packaging is everything, really.
Absolutely. And we're all about system integration. We don't, at this time, offer off-the-shelf parts that you could go and buy on our website. We work with each vehicle manufacturer to make sure that we create an optimized system for what they want, and whether it's our technology or perhaps another supplier's technology, we'll always work with them to make sure that their system is perfect.
Now, Davis, tell us about this beautiful steed in front of us. This is the second gen Mission R Superbike. Is that correct?
Correct. So after the Mission 1, which is the bike that set the records and kind of got the world on notice, we developed the Mission R. Now the Mission R over the Mission 1 is really conceived as an entire single unit, and there's 5 pieces to the bike. You basically have the battery module, which is located in this big carbon box right here. There's 14 kilowatt hours of batteries in there, and that's more to our knowledge than has been put on any other type of bike. And yet the envelope of this area is actually smaller than a Yamaha R6, which is a 600cc sport bike.
Very compact.
Very compact. And then behind that is the 3-phase AC induction 100 kilowatt electric motor. It's liquid cooled, and it's driving a series of reduction gear that goes out to the rear wheel on a chain. We also have the motor controller, which you can't see on the bike right now, but it's underneath the batteries, and that is a 100 kilowatt liquid cooled motor controller, also of our own design and running our own software, and that keeps everything in check. Make sure that everything's running smoothly. We have the chassis, which is completely unique to this vehicle. It was designed by James Parker, who's a very well-known motorcycle chassis designer. He did the GSX Rad and several other unique vehicles. And his goal was to get the heaviest parts of this motorcycle, the battery and the motor, and get them as close to the center of mass as possible. So although the bike is a little heavier than an equivalent gas bike, it actually handles extremely well. And then the last part, of course, is the gorgeous bodywork, which was done by Tim Prentice, who is a very well-known motorcycle industrial designer.
So David, what are the next steps, say, for 2011, 2012 for Mission? I mean, how is your business playing out?
Our business is going great. We're going to continue to do R&D and innovate on our core technologies. We are going to keep working with our existing clients. We now have 4 clients and in talks with many more. And we are going to take this bike racing. We're going to be racing starting with the TTXGP event at Infineon Raceway in Sonoma in May.
Which is part of the AMA Superbike program this year.
It's part of the AMA Moto Jam up there. And we'll be taking this bike all over the country, maybe all over the world, and showing the world what electric vehicle technology is truly capable of.
Well, I'll tell you, SAE Magazines, this is a real eye-opener. We really want to keep in touch with development of the company, of its technologies, and of your bikes, and I wish you the best. Thanks for talking with me.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate it. Thank you.